Welcome back to our Rules Restoration. Today I got Cobra Wolf and that big lot of stuff I got for pretty dirt cheap, really, for what I got. I had two Cobra Wolves in there. I've never had a Cobra Wolf before and really wasn't a big fan, but the more I've looked at this, the more I've liked it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the best pieces I see, put them together. There are definitely some issues with this body here. So the wheel thing, the tabs that hold the wheel, they're sheared off. So I'm going to come up with some kind of fix on that. This will be the lower I use. This one, these are sheared off. It only had one of the two. So I could probably glue that back together. Missing this one completely. I'm going to try to find a cheap one on eBay, do some kind of a fix with epoxy or something of that nature. Get that back together as much as I can and sell it. The top that came on the one with the better bottom, it actually has a crack in the canopy. Somebody stepped on it, whatever. But the lower window is pretty good. This top, the lower window is pretty scratched up, but this one's not cracked. I'll try to get one of these out of here without breaking them. I'll probably have to end up boiling that. A few other minor things here. This fin here, it's cracked right here. I'll try to repair that. I got 3 of the side skis. I need one more to make this one semi-complete, but I have enough to make this one complete. I'm going to get decals for this, so I'm going to go ahead and peel these decals off, get it all cleaned up. Missiles were in there, one of the guns, missing the other gun. But for the most part, we're going to fix that. This wheel that's on that one, we're going to put it on this one, rather than just switching this over. I'm afraid to take these off. The gimmick was these folded up in, and then the side skis actually were on the ground, kind of like coming down a hill, silent mode, whatever. But they're not very sturdy. They're built pretty chintzy. Even back when it came out new, I'm sure it was probably dangerous to fold them up, but at this time they're going to stay completely down. Put the wheels on there, use it for display. This one had the front skis on the front. This one was missing it, but like I said, I have enough pieces to make one complete one, and one probably 90% complete. I'll end up letting the other one go, but I'm just going to use the best pieces I got here. So the first thing I need to do is what's left of these tabs right here. Just slide over here a little. What's left of these tabs right here. There's nothing salvageable or anything about that. I'm going to go ahead and take them off. Get it smooth, give me a place to work. Kind of thought how I could get that to work. Definitely probably going back to Lego. I just need to mount a wheel there on the inside. You'll never see it, but get these pieces out. Paper over here where you can see it better. So I need to get this wheel off. I'm trying not to break these mounting tabs off. This is probably one of the weaker ones I've ever seen. Seems like the later years Joes, they kind of cut corners. Plastic was getting more expensive, I don't know. Not as many cells. But they definitely aren't built quite as good as some of the earlier 80s models. Try to squeeze that together. Work it off. So I squeezed it with my fingers, kind of lifted it up, pulled that right off. I'm going to use that piece on the other one here. So what I need right here is to get this mounted in this area right here. It's gonna be hard to tape when we get it mounted in that area right there. Probably use some Lego of some sort and mount that in. Like I said, I'll never fold these. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on these little tabs. They're pretty fragile. They're supposed to fold in. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so I went and got my pen vise. As you can see, there is not a lot of room there to drill into that. I said got to drill right down the middle. But I think if I take this Lego here, drill a little hole, put that through, glue it. It's a little wobbly on there. I could probably put some shrink wrap on that, shorten it down. Take the end piece here. That'll hold the wheel on from coming off. Cut it down to where it's just barely outside the wheel. Just like getting somewhat of a hole started. It's not that thick, so it should go through pretty quick, you'd think. And we're through. So that little bit of a center there, I got through it. It's not big enough to put the Lego through, but it's big enough to board out with the other drill bit I have. Back on the lip, use the pilot hole. That keeps it from walking around. It's definitely a better bit. Afraid to put too much pressure on it. It's just, you have to see it in person to see how weak that is. Get it through. Clean it up. Like you can see, there's a very tiny little hole in there. Hopefully it's enough to get some Lego through. If not, I'll have to go a little bigger. I'll have a lot more room. Bit. The Lego's about the same size diameter. Alright, I went one size bigger than what I had in there. Hope and pray it doesn't wall it all the way out. Just take my time. I don't know what they were thinking when they built that. Went through. Oops. So, you see my finger through there. There's a little tiny hole. Let's see if the Lego will go in. Almost goes in. I might have to sand that down. I can't really take too much more off. I'm going to have to sand this Lego piece down. Go get some sandpaper or a file, take it down, get a little bit smaller. I can't really take too much more out of that. Alright, got some needle files. Try to taper that down a little bit. Make it like a point. See if that's enough. Maybe, may not be. Just enough. Okay, it went in. There we go. So I need enough to stick out for the wheel. Put the wheel on. Just enough to stick out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the nippers. I just need this piece right here. So I'm going to take that off. So score it, flip it, score it. I don't want to distort it. Taking my time. Could cut that with the hacksaw, but it's hard to tape. So I'm just scoring it with those nippers. Not really putting too much pressure on it. There we go. Definitely distorted back end of it. I just need the front end of it to be able to get on that post. If I can hold it, that'd be great. See how that works. Just enough to get on. So I'm going to cut the rod down. Keep that on my spares. Keep that on my spares. There we go. So that little bit of plastic Lego there sticks through a little bit this side. I'm going to push it back through a little. So you're going to cut it one more time now that I pushed it back through. I'm going to come up with a better fix down the road, and if I glue it, it's permanent. There we go. So one wheel, Lego's just barely sticking through. You can see it's definitely a little bit longer than the original on this side, but I have a rolling chassis and it's pretty sturdy wheel. You never see that fixed. If I didn't tell you that was there, you wouldn't even know that was there. This is a fragile piece, so I'm not going to really put too much pressure on it. Like I said, I'm not going to glue it. I might come up with a better fix later on. So that's done. Next step is to get this broken canopy out. Looks like if you squeeze these two tabs together, they should come out. Not sure if that's true or not. We'll see. Get my fingers on it. Do I need to get some pliers? Yep, I'm going to go get a tool. I'm going to get that out. Replace it with this body panel over here. Put that body panel on. I need to get this canopy out. Or I'm just going to leave that canopy. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to look at the bodies real close and see which one's got the least amount of scuffs, yellowing. I think this one has the least amount of yellowing. But I need this upper canopy and that lower canopy. Alright, sorry I did that one off camera. So I'll actually put it back in there. What I did is I just opened it up. I got a needle file. I pushed that in right there. It came right out. So there's your cracked canopy. It was cracked when I got it. This one I'm going to go ahead and take out, even though I'm keeping it. I want to Meguiar's that and get all the scuffs out of it. Push that in. That's the keeper. That's to get rid of her. Set this one aside. These are hard to open, so just to get them open. Pain in the butt. So this is the new one I need. Push it in, pop it out. There's my new upper. That's the keeper pile, get rid of pile. And I'm going to take this one out just so I can buff it. These just do not open very good. And that's the keeper as well. Set that aside. I'm going to get my Meguiar's. I'm going to put that on there. Try to get as many scuffs out as I can. Both of these. This one, I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby. They sell a canopy glue. I'm going to canopy glue that. It dries clear. It doesn't leave any residue. Try to make it as nice as I can. Next person owns that one, they can replace that or they can live with it. But yep, I'm going to get my Meguiar's microfiber, wipe that down, get it clear, put it back in the piece I need, and snap it back on the body. Alright, got my Meguiar's Plastics. You can tell from that bottle I've had that for quite some time. Not much left in there, so I have to open it up. Put some on the canopy. Using my fingers. Normally I wouldn't, but like I said, there ain't much left of this stuff. Set that to the side. Just enough to get on these canopies, and that's about it. I'm going to have to go get some more. It's made to take headlight scratches out. Fine scratches of plastic. I know they got Novus out. I might try that out, but this stuff's always did me good. It's got a little bit of a grit. Also heard people using toothpaste, believe it or not. So, microfiber. Work it in. Buffing action is what actually helps remove some of the fine scratches. So I normally use 2 microfibers. One to initially remove it, then the other one to actually buff it out. There's that. It's a different color. Most Most of the scratches are all going to be on the outside, obviously. That's what the toy got to play with. I think Form BX 257 did a video a long time ago about this stuff, or a different test, and he was pretty impressed with this stuff. I've actually used it on headlight lenses where they fog up for quite a few years. It works. It's not like as good as sanding it in different stages and buffing it out, so on and so on. But you can't really do that to this plastic. There we go. So there's that piece. There's untouched, there's touched. Definitely brought back quite a bit of it. Never be perfect, but this isn't like a showpiece by no means. Out of my whole collection, you're not going to hear me say, wow, my Cobra Wolf just kills my Defiant or my Flag. These were dirty when I got them, just like everything else in that lot. Already cleaned them in the sink, let them soak. Decals somewhat stayed. They're not terrible looking on the sides, but I'm gonna go ahead and, if I restore something for myself, I normally go all out. Unless they're just pristine factory original decals, I normally change them to aftermarket. It's about as good as those are gonna get. Here's a comparison to the crack one I took off. Much cleaner, clear. Not perfect, but I don't think they ever would be. I would take way more time on them if I was really worried about this being a high dollar piece like the Defiant. Something that means a lot more to me. This was after my time. It was in the box. I'd seen what parts was on there on Joe, and I was like, wow, I can make a complete one. I just have to do a couple of repairs. Might as well finish it up. Have a couple snow troops with it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop these back in the, set these broken ones to the side. I'll clean those up off camera so you don't get bored. Set these over. Shoot. Lower one goes in. They go in much easier than they come out, that's for sure. That's the one that came out of it, so. Top new one, non-cracked. I really don't like getting over that front lip. Give it one more buff while it's on the vehicle. A little bit more pressure. I'm going to clean this up, peel the decals, use my baby oil trick. I'm not going to do that on camera. I don't want to do that on every video I make. So next is I got to seat the body back together. So I'm going to go ahead and sit that in. That has to be on before the body's out. No wonder the missiles are always in these every time I see them. Sit it back down again. Let's try this again. 2 tabs on the front. Tab here and tab there. No harm, no foul. 4 missiles. Just slide in. Then your snopedos or whatever they call those. Slide up and lock back in. And on the back, took this off thinking it did something. It really doesn't. So hooks at the bottom. Push it down. I don't even know what the purpose of that thing was besides looks. It's like, oh wow, we need some more detail. What can we do? Let's pop something on there. They probably was going to put an engine cover or some kind of hatch there. Hasbro was told to cut some money. That's how it normally works. There we go. It's on there. Yep, I'm going to have to glue that wheel on. Get some super glue. Glue that bad boy on. Can't be having that if I'm moving around to dust and stuff and this falls off in the mess. There we go. Gun thing presses the front again. Pop it on. And then you got these. It doesn't matter what side they go on. They slide on like this. Slide on like that. Basically, one complete snowcat. I wouldn't order stickers for this or decals if that was the only order I was putting in, but there's quite a few things I'm going to restore. Quite a few things I like to restore with nice looking decals on it. Rattler Repro, these were fairly cheap for this particular model. I'm going to order them. Might as well pay the shipping. Wait the time for everything. It's not going to hurt. Definitely get it looking a lot better than it is right now. Cleaning it up a little bit more. Wiping it down with some baby oil. Giving it some time to sit. Buffing it out with a magic eraser. And then decaling it. Be a decent snow vehicle. Yeah, I don't have the ice viper for it or nothing, but alright. I want to do a repair on the track and then I'll call this video a wrap on the other one. So we'll set this aside. So on these tracks over here, or what used to be tracks, you can see the remnants of this piece and this piece right here. They face that way. They snap on, maybe. And you got the track right there. So I'm going to put some plastic weld on that. Fold it back out of the way. Put some plastic weld on both of that and let that sit and dry for days and days. So if I see a old broken track at the toy shop or shows or wherever I see all this stuff at, I'll pick one up and repair the other side. I don't want to pay the money for a good one. And this is just going to be almost complete but not complete. So I'm just going to hold it down. Let it sit up. Come down the sides. Push it down. It's lined up. Easy fix with plastic weld. But if I find another one, like I said, I got the two pieces here. I just need a track to attach it to. It wasn't in that box. Just funny how some stuff was in there and a lot of stuff wasn't, but that's the way it goes, I guess. But I'm thinking on that one, I will, it's pretty much snap clean off with the track. Just sand that out, get it flat as I can. And then that epoxy that you mix, it's almost like milliput, but it's more fast action and harder. Tube metal, whatever they want to call it. I could fill in the gap there in between. You'll never see it on there, but go ahead and fix this fin as well. So this fin snapped right clean in two. That's perfect stuff for plastic weld. Open it up. Get it down in the groove. Lift it back. Push. And that's immediate. I know it would be on this stuff. It's very porous plastic. It's kind of loves. It's almost like styrene is what they made that out of, that type of plastic. So that'll hold nice. But so I'm going to go ahead and clean this one up off camera. I've been wanting to try some of that canopy glue, see how that works. So this is a perfect project for that. Get some of that canopy glue. I'm going to put it down in there, hold it together. You'll always see the crack, but just to give it some structural. See how that works. Go ahead and put the missile launcher in there. Put the missiles so I don't lose them. Weirdest missiles I ever saw, but I like the concept. I tried to do something snowcatty, but the snowcat has cooler missiles. That looks tougher. Go ahead and put this piece on the back. Like I said, that drops in there. It's the weirdest thing they had to cover it here for no apparent reason. Just a way of doing detail. Must have missed it in the mold or something. Snopedos. They slide up in there. Snopedo just repaired, slides up in there. The things, they just pop right on the side. This could be used as skis or a snowboard. They show pictures of it, but so all this one's missing is one of those, the track, the one track, the two wheels. I was thinking about making something out of styrene, just cut in a circle. Maybe use a quarter, something nickel, cut around it, sand it down, drill it out. That one actually has good pegs on it. I don't know how the new one will be if I ever get one. I'm going to clean these up. I'm not going to pop them on yet, but I'm going to put it with it. I can go ahead and put the fronts. Set it down. Pop. Pops on the back. Pops on the back. Oh yeah, it's missing the front skis as well. But other than that, it's missing the side over here. This could have been one if I didn't put that on there. It looks like it was folded up and just on the skis for display, but it's fine for the way it sits right now. I'm not going to spend any money on something I'm not going to really keep, and it's worth next to nothing on the second market, even a complete nice example. Alright, thanks for watching. That'll be the end of this video for now. I'll probably do a part 2 down the road, much farther down the road, where I clean that other one up. I'm not going to bore everybody by baby oiling it on camera, but I'm going to clean it up, baby oil it, let it sit, peel the decals off, and I'll probably do a video where I place the decals on and show the final product.